Countyfairgrounds and Cool K here. Do I have Mike-Boyle, the director of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Milwaukee?
You do indeed. Hello there. How are you doing?
I'm busy, as I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, it's getting to be crunch time.
Yep. Okay, so how long has this parade been going on in Milwaukee?
The parade has been sponsored by the Shamrock Club of Wisconsin since 1967. 57th parade.
Okay. All right. So, when I look at these things, and it looks like a really big parade, one of the first questions that always comes to my mind is, where in the heck do people park?
Well, there's street parking all over downtown, but the parade kicks off at the corner of Martin Luther King Drive and West Wisconsin Avenue, which is right in front of the Avenue office building and the 3rd Street Market Hall. There is a parking structure attached to that building, and people can park there on parade day for $3.
Oh, okay. That's good. Is there seating for people to sit and watch this thing?
We don't do any reviewing stands or bleacher sets, so we encourage people to bring along their own camp chairs and folding chairs and such.
Okay. All right. And give me a brief rundown of what streets it's going to go down and where it starts.
It's about a 1.25 mile route. We start, as I said, at the front entrance to the 3rd Street Market Hall at MLK Drive in Wisconsin. We go eastbound to Plankington Avenue, make a big right-hand turn there near Moe's Irish Pub, obviously, and go up to Kilbourne Avenue, take a slight jog westward back, and then we go north on Martin Luther King Drive past what here in Milwaukee is referred to as the Old World 3rd Street Business District. And then we go up to Juneau Avenue, take a big right-hand eastern turn and go across the Milwaukee River and pass a couple of other pubs, and we end up on Water Street, which is one of the main drags here in Milwaukee as well.
So can you give us a brief idea of how many floats and things are in it?
Well, we have about 100 units in the parade. The most notable pieces in the parade, Milwaukee has 8 schools of Irish dance, and so we have them all in the parade. And I will tell you, as somebody who tries to organize this every year, it's a bit of a challenge to try and spread 8 dance schools out through 100 units and not have them kind of on top of each other. We've got a couple of bagpipe bands. Local dog groups, so we have Irish Wolfhounds and Irish Setters. We have a couple of specialty units, local Irish organizations, the Emerald Society, the group of Irish police officers and DAs and such, the local chapter of the Ancient Order of Hibernians joins us. We have Irish Fest, the world's largest Irish festival, occurs here in Milwaukee every August, and so we have the Irish Fest folks joining us. Couple of real special things. This year, the Milwaukee Fire Department is celebrating their 150th anniversary. They were founded in Milwaukee 150 years ago. So we have a big unit from the fire department, including the chief and the cadet class and whatever, and a big truck, and we're going to honor them for their service to Milwaukee. And of course, the Irish Americans have been involved in police and fire service from nearly the very beginning, the 1800s back on the East Coast. The other thing is, recently, a former U.S. Congressman and mayor of the city of Milwaukee, Tom Barrett, retired as U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg, and we are inviting him to come back in the parade and join us, and we're going to thank him for his service and welcome him home. So it's going to be a bit of a celebration.
How many floats have you got?
We did probably about 8 or 9 floats. Each of the dance schools puts together a float, and then there's a couple of the Shamrock Club, the sponsoring organization, does a nice little float, as does the West Town Association, which is the business district west of the Milwaukee River, and they're our co-sponsors, and they put together a nice little float as well.
So some of these things that are going on, they're actually performing as the parade is going on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Again, as a parade director, that's one of my challenges is to, especially the dance schools, to have they want to stop and do a little quick performance, and then I got to keep marching along, keep the parade running down running down the street, and not develop too many gaps.
It sounds stressful, darling.
Well, most of them know the routine by now. With a little gentle prodding, they'll get it in gear again.
You know, I did interview the St. Patrick's Milwaukee Day Parade once before. I can't remember how many years ago, but I have interviewed guys before. St. Patrick's Day is a big thing in this country. Okay, so let's see. There's a pre-party and a after party.
There is, indeed. We have a whole weekend full of activities here. I mentioned the Westtown Association, the business district downtown. They're hosting a pre-parade party Friday night at a pub on MLK Drive called the Lucky Clover Irish Pub, and that runs Friday evening from 5:30 to 9. There'll be entertainment and drink specials and a raffle and the whole 9 yards. Then next Saturday on parade morning, we start off with a annual mass, our 38th annual mass in honor of St. Patrick. That occurs on the south side of Milwaukee at St. Patrick's Church, 7th and West Washington Street, and that begins at 8:30 in the morning. We have one of the bagpipe bands providing music for that, and there's a choir and readings. The mass readings are done in both Irish and English, both Gaelic and English. It's a gorgeous event every year. Then, of course, we get to the parade itself. Kicks off at noon. And again, the starting point on that is the corner of MLK Drive and Wisconsin Avenue. And then after the parade, actually beginning at 2 o'clock, 2 to 6 p.m., the Shamrock Club hosts a post-parade party. And that takes place at the Irish Cultural and Heritage Center at 21st and West Wisconsin Avenue. It's a former Congregationalist church that was purchased a bunch of years ago and turned into a community center as well.
Do you have any idea how many people might attend this?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Obviously, the police stopped giving, crowd estimates years and years ago. I just say many thousands. The mile and a quarter route is pretty well lined with people from one end to the other, especially as you may want to understand in front of the pubs up and down the route.
Yeah, I've always thought that pubs and St. Patrick's Day go together for some reason.
Well, it's interesting. If you look at the history of St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, until fairly recently, St. Patrick's Day was a holy day as opposed to a holiday in Ireland. The pubs were closed in Ireland until, oh, good Lord, I think the late 70s, early 80s. Until that point, there was nothing. And interestingly enough, there weren't really parades in Ireland as well. And they finally wised up as people from all over the world, especially the States, would come to Ireland to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And they didn't find the celebrations they would find at home. And the tourism people said, well, we got to do something about that. So if you want to think about it this way, the U.S. actually exported St. Patrick's Day parades back to Ireland.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. It's different.
Well, and we've been doing St. Patrick's Day parades here in the U.S. since the early 1700s. One source that I read points to the first celebration of St. Patrick's Day in the U.S., or actually in America, because it predates the U.S., a group called the Society of Charitable Irish in Boston held the first celebration there in 1737. New York dates back to 1762 with Irish soldiers that at that point were serving in the British Army.
Okay. Are you Irish?
I got a wee bit. Like everybody, I'm a Heinz 57, but the Irish have more fun than any of the other people that I'm related to, so I claim that. With the last name of Boyle, I have to.
Okay, darling, I've enjoyed the interview. We'll get this posted, and hopefully people will get to listen to it and get some information on the parade and where to park and stuff.
If you happen to think about, if you want to, as you post it, the parade website is St. Patrick's Parade with the word Saint spelled out. St. Patrick's Parade. Obviously, no apostrophe on Patrick's. You can't have that on a web address. stpatricksparade.org. If you want to link that in your description to the...
Yeah, I found it. I will.
Excellent. I appreciate that. And when you get it posted, if you would do me the favor of just sending me a link to it so I can share it around here.
Will do, Mike. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.